All right, everyone. Yesterday it came out the doctor that had like looked at Trump when he was a kid. He diagnosed him with what, like heel spurs or something, kept him out of the military. After he got a clean bill of health and health initially, apparently the doctor's daughters have come out and said, "Oh yeah, our dad did that as a favor to Frank Trump or whatever his name is, Trump's dad. No, he was fine. He should have served in Vietnam." And I'm thinking to myself, it was funny. I mean, it didn't become really particularly big news, but it was there. It was being reported on. The Krasensteins and all these people, of course, Will Summers run with it. Oh my God, Trump the draft dodger. I'm thinking to myself, how very funny it is, because as little as 10 years ago, you were protesting the Iraq War, invoking the draft dodgers of Vietnam and saying, yeah, they made the right decision. They didn't want to fight in a fucking stupid political war. People that are trying to avoid joining the military now, we don't have a draft, but people who are saying basically fuck off will be remembered fondly, and people that serve are killing children and stuff. Now, it's like, that was never 100% true, but can you understand the mentality of someone? I mean, they're staring down the barrel of a gun. They're being told, hey, if you don't have a legitimate medical reason, or the military says, yes, you are a proper conscientious objector because you're a total hippie or something, if you don't fall into one of those categories, you might be shipped off to a jungle in Southeast Asia to get shot at and potentially killed for basically no reason whatsoever. There's literally a bunch of tenant farmers and some guerrilla militants from China milling around together with the remnants of, what was a semi-standardized military force that is now filtered out into the jungles and the steppe, and they will take pot shots at you the entire time. Why are you fighting there? I don't know, stop communism, I guess. The domino theory never made sense. They should have looked at the economic side and said, well, communism can't work economically. Let these countries hang themselves, because that's what will happen. Now Vietnam, by the way, is like sucking on Coca-Cola. Vietnam has abandoned what we would consider hardline communism in everything but name. Even in the 80s, they began to abandon it. When Pol Pot became a problem, they quickly invaded him. By the way, a lot of people don't realize this about history because, they don't teach this. The communist countries were so much more warmongering towards one another because of their idea of purist communism. So you have the Russian style, the Chinese style. Pol Pot develops his style. Every dictator and oligarch develops their own sub-theory of communism, and it's never the right one. It's not true communism, say communists, so-called. And then they go to war with each other over this. Or one country says, well, on this foreign policy topic, we're siding with country X, the other one sides with country Y, and a third sides with nobody, and then they all start killing each other. This happened constantly within communism. China invaded Vietnam, I believe it was in the late 70s, if I remember correctly. The Sino, I can't remember what they called it. And Vietnam, by the way, won against China despite overwhelming manpower being against them, like something like 10-to-1 troop superiority, as well as better weaponry. Yeah, they still won. Vietnam is pretty good at warfare. I'm gonna say they got some fucking hell of a strategist running the show there at any given time, I guess. But no, the legacy media and all of the people with Trump derangement syndrome are like, well, Trump avoided the draft. He was busy getting a bowling trophy. You have that picture of him where he has that trophy, and it was from being like a good bowler or something. And it's kind of cringy and funny. Like, he was one of the squares, I'm sure, back in the 50s. But not wanting to go and die in a political war, I mean, who the fuck is going to blame him, let alone the left? People on the left are being total hypocrites. If they reinstated the draft today and Trump's like, okay, we're going back into Vietnam, how many of those people would go across the border to Canada or Mexico? I bet most of them would. People on the right might want to serve, but that's the thing. And it's so dumb. It's like he withdraws us from Syria, and they're like, oh my God, it's like, we're handing victory to Russia. Don't you fucking realize that you sound like the pro-war proponents of the 60s and 70s? Oh my God, nuke the commies and stuff. No, in retrospect, and I say this as someone who's bitterly critical of communism because people need to mock communism because it's a mockable, stupid, fucking blood-drenched system, bar none the worst political system that's ever existed in the face of the world. Killed more people than feudalism and Nazism combined. Killed more people than fascism, certainly more than capitalism. Capitalism's deaths is in negative territory because of technological progress. If you look at communism, it's like if they want to be commies over there, their systems are going to be so dysfunctional they'll fall flat. I don't want to kill commies. Or Islamofascism or something. It's like, okay, be a zealot in your country. I don't fucking care. Just don't come. And then Uncle Sam does stupid shit, goes over and bombs things, and wonders, oh my god, why are there terrorist attacks here? No, I'm absolutely against war. Vietnam was a dumb war. Korea was, well, there were some justifications for Korea. It was still kind of dumb the way it was managed, though. And the culmination thereafter, totally off the rocker. Most of the combat that we've been involved in throughout our history has been dumb, because most wars are dumb. War is a racket. War is to make money and shit, and then people want to talk about Trump being greedy or cowardly because he didn't want to go serve. I don't care that he dodged the draft. I don't care that his doctor at the time might have given his dad a favor and said, well, yeah, he has heel spurs or fucking he's too nearsighted, he can't serve because he doesn't know how to hold a rifle because he's just fucking dumb. I don't care. I don't care what weird justification he used. He chose not to go die. I respect him for that. Yeah, it's no disrespect for people who are, they're like, well, I want to serve my country. Okay, some of these people, they genuinely believed they were doing the right thing because their government kept telling them every other day, hey, if we don't stop the commies over there, they're going to come over here. Sounds similar? Oh, that's right. They're saying that about Syria right now. The Bushites said that about Iraq. And it never actually happened. The commies didn't magically emerge out of the jungle with aircraft carriers and start storming the coast of California. No, commies took root in California because thereafter, social Marxism creeps into their academic structure. Oh, Islamofascists, they haven't come over here. We don't have that many actual jihadist attacks. But then you've got the PC police saying that if you criticize zealotry that you're evil and should be in a jail cell, so I think that might become a problem. Likewise, the same thing will happen with Syria. We're withdrawing. The left is saying, well, if we don't fight the Syrians over there, they're gonna do terrible things to us. Oh, it'll eventually happen, but it'll be because of you. It won't be because of our military and foreign policy. Military fights, fine. The military does a great job when it's not constrained by political shackles, but every modern war is. It's basically, well, yeah, here's your wonderful weapons, but you can only use them if 10 bureaucrats tell you can. You should just take up this line. This is what the U.S. foreign policy should be. For most intents and purposes, we're not going to occupy, we're not going to attack, we're not going to do anything. But if we have to defend ourselves, we're just going to wipe you off the face of the fucking earth. So don't mess with us, basically. Fucking leave us alone. We're leaving everyone else alone. Wouldn't that be a great foreign policy? I realize it's not 100% pragmatic in all economic situations, but generally, should it be preferred that we're at peace? Generally, should I say Trump is a bad person because he didn't want to get killed? I don't blame the dude. Would you? Would you want to go over to Vietnam and get shot at? I don't think most of you would. That's about all. Peace out.